Around goes the 20. Oh, and around goes the 7. Hard into the outside. He's going to have to slow down now. Both of them.
In NASCAR, chaos can strike in a split second. What starts as a normal race suddenly explodes into wild crashes, close calls, and tempers flaring. These are the moments no one saw coming. The unexpected twists that left fans stunned and drivers spinning.
Now it gets into Joey's into the bar. The car's upside down. On the side, it's quick. Look at this 4 wide. Oh, this is going to be big.
Look out, boys. Got to fight for the lead here. Here comes Gordon on the bottom. The 24 car, they're side by side. 8 to go. Drag race. 24. He's out there. Look at the run that 39 car got. I mean, he ran up on some hard. He had to jump out of the gas. 3 wide in 2. Oh, boy, here we go. This is going to be tight right here.
But they make it, and Stewart closes right up.
Oh, and a nice little bump draft down the back at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Way to go. See that except for the All-Star race. Newman all the way up against the wall. There's still 3 wide. He's got him. He's got him. Oh, there we go.
Keep your foot in it.
Keep your foot in it.
Still
Keep your foot in it. Ah!
Pow.
How'd they go to all Missy? Wow. Wow. Wow.
Look at this 4 wide. Oh, this is going to be big.
Yeah, that was a
Stephen Wallace into the wall. The 1 car. Gilliland.
that was
David Gilliland made a
man
through here. You see, he gets a big run on these 3 cars.
And I think Stephen was doing a great job being a little patient there. He could have pushed the issue even before. But right here, the track narrows up. Gilliland goes through the grass, and that shoots him over into Stephen Wallace. Just a huge mistake right there.
Boy, John West Townley did a nice job of not making it a 4-car deal.
A 4-car jam session that we've been watching for a lap or 2 has ended up with Kurt Busch in the wall. In the number 2, he was racing with Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, and younger brother Kyle.
That was predictable. I mean, these guys were not cutting each other any slack, and they'd been doing it for a number of laps, and it was going to happen sooner or later.
This was coming off turn 4.
Now, Tony had already passed Kurt a couple of times, and he passed him back, and this time he just didn't. Kurt tried to come up in front of Tony, and he said, we're not having any part of that.
Yeah, there was not a lot of give and take right there.
Tony Stewart comes to pit road, and then Kurt Busch comes in as they're looking at the damage to Stewart's car. Kurt comes up to offer his opinion.
And guess what? They got the 2 car parked
for the day.
Meet me at the Oval office, please.
Right now early and catch Brian Vickers in the 83 and Martin Truex Jr.
And there's Vickers. And there's Reagan. What's going on here? Now, Martin Truex is the free pass position car, the 56, the Napa car. Vickers trying to get there. Gets into Truex, gets into Reagan instead. Oh, boy.
Right here is where he rips the side out of that thing.
All that blue foam, if you remember, Jeff Hammond in the pre-race talked about that energy absorbent foam in the left and right side. That's what you saw flying out of there.
Off turn 4, 3 wide.
Not over yet. Here comes Eric Jones.
Nemechek trying to push Jones. Eric Jones with help. Here comes Almirola. Crash into the wall. I think it's Stenhouse. It might be Blaney.
Oh my goodness, they were what, 3-4 wide, slamming and banging, just pulling ahead of Blaney.
Wow.
And look at the 10 car
and Almirola
as he backs
third
over
at the line. How about that?
Now just Kurt, still there.
Oh, around goes the 20.
Keep coming, shut through.
Kenseth around, out in front of the field. The 41 has damage. Joey Logano clears him, but the 2, incredible damage on the 2 of Brad Keselowski as well. And Kenseth cleared by Logano, maybe no. Kenseth takes him out. Logano into the wall. Caution comes out and the crowd roars.
Well, yeah, I thought, I think what happened in Kansas is a completely different deal. We were racing for the win, and, he blocked you a few times, and we raced hard, and he blocked me last time, and we spun out. That's what happened there. Here is just a complete coward move, especially for a championship race car driver and race team. Just complete coward. I don't have anything else to say. It's a chicken, you know what move to completely take out the leader when your race is over. And, you know, we'll move on. We're going to work hard, and we're going to get our car back out there, hopefully. And we just got to win.
Joey, between then and now, had you made any attempt at all to try to resolve the situation with Matt?
They won't let me get to him.
Well, it's a really disappointing day. I thought we were going to have a shot at the win there. And, you know, they were jacking up the restart real bad to let each other and his teammates, which that's just fine. And Brad went in there, and I got outside of Joey, and I was going to try to race him for the win, and Brad wiped me out for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And then we had so much damage on the right front. I should have probably just put it in the garage and just got into one and couldn't get it to turn and ran Joey over. So disappointing end for sure.
Joey said it was a complete coward move on your part. Your reaction to that?
I don't have any comments for that.
There will be people who say there was intent involved, even though you said you had a right front go down. What's your comment to those folks?
Well, there's people who say a lot of things. The splitter was trying to jank around and, you know, got in the corner and, you know, certainly ruined his day. I know what it's like to be that, too. You know, some days you're the bad, some days you're the ball.
Sideways. Oh, now it gets into Joey. Joey's into the bar, and the car's upside down. On the side is Quinn.
Yellow's out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out.
Wallace gets into it. The 14 of Bliss gets into it.
Able to stay behind them as they came out, and a jack underneath the 22. That could be devastating for this team.
Well, now it's also going to be very interesting to see where this jack ends up. If it ends up on the racetrack, we could have a caution, and the 3 Joe Gibbs cars have yet to pit. They've actually put a few cars a lap down.
And that's what the 22 needs. That's what they want. The best case scenario for them. You see him dragging it back and forth. He wants that jack to come out to force a caution.
And the 4 had to stay behind him. You can't come on, you can't blend onto the racetrack until you come out of turn number 2. He's still trying to get rid of the jack. It's going down the backstretch at about 150 miles an hour. It made it all the way around the racetrack without coming undone.
It's amazing that jack made it all the way back to pit road. They're going to pull that out, change left side tires, also try and make a chassis adjustment here for Joey Logano as well. And then they do not do the chassis adjustment.
Huge gap between the 22 and the 44 as they enter turn 3 for the final time. Up the racetrack, the 22 goes, blocking the 44. Coming out of turn 4, a long ways back to the checkered flag. 3 and 4 wide, fighting for position. Joey Logano through the tri-oval. Logano wins at Talladega.
Really just kind of a stack-up effect. Like one of them got on the brakes and it's kind of forced. Yeah, look at Tony Stewart just missing this crash. Man, here's where it really gets exciting. Man.
We talked about that there's nowhere to go as you come off of these corners, and when something like this happens, you make a commitment, and you've got one opportunity really to miss this wreck. Tony Stewart did a great job. Some others got...
Playing devil's advocate with you. We've just shown you the caution probabilities that there's going to be a late yellow flag. We've seen one. Oh, there's a caution right here.
Well, I bet he's glad he didn't pit when I told him to.
Debris in turn 4 or somebody... it is apparently something happening that requires security help down in turn 4 on the spectator side of the fence. That would put said person in danger should something happen on the racetrack right there. I don't want to give it any more publicity than that. Let's just say it's somebody doing something stupid that's brought out the caution in the race.
Now, turn 4. I have a spectator climbing the fence. Security not doing their job. Guy climbing over the damn fence. I think that's the first time there's been a caution for somebody climbing up on the fence.
Danica Patrick, Landon Castle tangled up. Castle going for a slide.
Yeah, we did not hit anything. Did not hit anything.
Or maybe there's more to it. This is off turn 4.
Gets clear there. And she gets in on the bumper, but just doesn't get off of him. Right there, where you're talking, and you just turn it left and lock it down.
And she had a chance to not go up hit that wall if she just stayed on the brakes and kept it down there. It's like she's trying to save it, just kept driving it until it hooked to the right.
Yeah, at that point right there is whenever you should just, as a driver, realize that this is a spin, lock it down, and you can come get 4 tires. And that's the kind of things that she'll have to learn with these cars.
Where Ross was aiming for anyway.
Uh-oh, caution is out. Now that is near the stadium section.
Bubba Wallace.
And there is Bubba Wallace out by the gravel.
That's going to be a vacation for his crew chief, and I think they were trying to get it back, obviously just nursing it back around. If there's the lug nut falls off, and here comes the wheel. Pretty self-explanatory. And why is the penalty so steep? Because of that right there. You see that wheel flying off. That wheel cannot. That's very dangerous to be rolling. A lot of weight, a lot of mass. Do not want that in a grandstand or anything else.
A near perfect race for Denny Hamlin. Entering the playoffs, he was second in the regular season, but one of only 3 drivers that were winless, and now he's slow on the track. The 5 right up behind him. Smoke coming out from Larson. Larson up against the wall. It's a drag race to the checkered flag. Denny Hamlin's going to win it.
The green flag waves, and he raced #1 for the Camping World Truck Series on the dirt at Eldora is underway.
Oh, and they're bumping and banging already. And you can see the mud on the front end of that 34 truck, and caution is out. And that is the problem right there. The mud that is on the windshields, and kind of hard to drive and race.
You're fine. Nothing in front of you. Nothing in front of you. Too much even with 18. Still even 18. Middle of 3. Still 3 mid. Still middle of 3. Still 3 mid. Still 3 mid clear.
Okay, they've added a lap, and I'm pretty sure it's because the King won't come off the track. Richard Petty has stayed out on the track again, and I think he was supposed, it was an honorary position, but I think he's taking this seriously now. He wants to stay out there and run with these guys.
Rick, you going to tell him to come off?
I'm not going to tell him to come off.
I didn't think so.
It's good to be the King. It's good to be the King.
Oh, you can't black flag the 43?
The King is having fun. And, yep, sure enough, they did. They gave the King the black.
No!
The car says it was flying.
So there goes Jesse Little spinning. Josh Williams spins to the outside, and then here comes Jaskell in the 13, and just so much momentum gets him up on top of the 78.
Johnny Sauter just in front of that 33 of Ron Hornaday, and now some more slower lap traffic will come into play.
What a corner by Hornaday. You saw Sauter go high. Hornaday pulls right to the rear bumper, moves to the inside.
Here comes Hornaday trying to make the pass as they go into turn 3. He's going to have to slow down now. Both of them sideways. Sauter keeps it going straight. Hornaday's going to save it. They stay 1 and 2.
I can't believe NASCAR didn't throw the caution, because I thought they'd wreck, but NASCAR was smart, kept the caution flag in the flag stand, and we're still racing green. Those guys are at it.
Unbelievable.
Got to get back up to speed.
Oh, they're getting up to speed.
But they are nose to tail still, and now headed down the backstretch. 1 and 2. Sauter in front of Hornaday.
Get you some, bud. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmy Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards was going to get to the outside of him and have a chance to make the pass. Still might get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner, turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmy Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom. There we go.
Oh,
drove right by him with a car stick. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. He's in the wall.
Can he get it off the wall?
Back out.
Oh, wow.
Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here comes Jimmy Johnson down, and Johnson will take the win. Wow.
Woo. How good is that?
Oh, wow. 8 car on his side.
Martin Truex Jr.
Wow.
Talk to me when you get here. We're coming down pit road, guys.
No, you're not.
Yeah, he just got squeezed in there, and I mean, they did turn that car on its side. Through the fence, or up along the fence. I don't know, how did that thing get run all over?
Impressive run, impressive driving by Martin Truex Jr.
Last fall, he led every stage and got the win. Martin Truex wins Martinsville.
Now Martinsville's putting on a light show for us.
It's a strobe show and fireworks. Is that fireworks or is that just the light on the backstretch?
Lights.
Wow. 27th career win for Mayetta, New Jersey's Martin Truex.
Someone without wrecking yourself.
Yeah. If you're going to have paybacks or send a message, then you need to not wreck yourself.
A disastrous pit stop for Kyle Busch. They lost the left rear wheel.
You see all this on the left rear over here. You see that the jackman let the car down before the guy had a chance to tighten the left rear tire up.
Yeah, a lot of times those jackmen, they go off the left front. Watch, he has his eyes on the left front. Little bit of an issue getting the left rear on. No lug nuts on that left rear. Dropped the jack. Never even looked back.
Looked like a possible hand injury to the left rear tire carrier.
A lot of damage to the car riding around this racetrack without a left rear tire.
Haley, not a great restart here as Ryan C gets off to a good start, and now they're 4 wide going into 1.
That's it.
Oh, and around goes the 7, hard into the outside wall.
Buddy, hang on, hang on.
On the apron, the 21 of Anthony Alfredo was into the wall hard. He's upside down, sliding through 1 and 2. Down when he did hit the wall. Take another look. Here's the 18 of Riley Herbst. He gets into him.
Both of those young drivers are having good nights tonight.
And when you see a car gets upside down, Jeff, it takes me back to the technology we don't talk about so much. From a 5-point to a 6-point to a 7-point seatbelt harness, all of those points that are added are down around your hips and legs for this reason, to keep a driver pulled straight down in the seat so they don't go up when a car gets upside down.
That's a big impact. I mean, obviously it's dramatic when he rolls over, but as you said, Steve, the impact is what rolled him over.
Breaks out here. If you're behind it, you're probably going to be in it.
Johnny Sauter goes to the bottom of the racetrack, and that turned out to be exactly the wrong place to be. Look at Neuenberger just flipping over the back of...
Well, he understands it, too. There he goes.
Coming around.
No, hang on to it, bro.
He's got it. He's got it. Now come down pit road. Come on. Bring it.
Come get some 4 tires.
He definitely needs these 4 tires now.
Like I said, he's good at what he does.
Come get some.
A little bit of bad luck. That's part of how racing goes sometimes. Sometimes you catch the good breaks, sometimes you catch the bad breaks. And, from there, it looks like you probably just got a little arrow loose. And something else just happened here, so just part of it.
Thanks, Brad. Yep, yellow was out. 41 was suffering, but they were trying to stay out there, guys, until a caution. He was the caution.
The way the left quarter pound was blown off the car, it's almost like something happened.
Yeah, left rear tire definitely went.
Just shredded that tire and, of course, turned the car right around.
Keselowski and Jones into the outside wall, and Brad will slam hard into the inside wall. Massive collision for Brad Keselowski, who makes just a hellacious hit into the inside wall off turn 2.
Eric Jones tries to feel the hole, and Brad, it's very tight right there. Brad coming down the 20, trying to get in that position, and it took all the air off the right side of that 20 car. Eric Jones getting a little bit loose there underneath the tube.
Be up on top, yeah, it's up on top of the tire barriers. So Brad Keselowski, you see the window net is down, but hard contact for the 2 and Brad Keselowski into those tire.
Just behind, coming to the final corner of the track. Great run for Clemens. Does he do it here? Takes a look. And diving down to the inside, Jeremy Clemens now contact with Matt Tiff. They both spin. How far back is Michael Annett? Michael Annett was running third. Tift and Clemens come together, coming to the white flag.
I think Clemens is still going to have the lead.
He's got it righted. Jeremy Clemens comes to 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. It's just up to Clemens now to take it home with lap traffic, his only barrier between himself and his first victory in the Xfinity Series. Through the final corner, Jeremy Clemens has made it. Just a couple of lap cars in front, but the 32-year-old from Spartanburg, South Carolina, has found his way into the playoffs by winning at Road America. And they are now calling that restart good. And Kelly is around in the 18.
Hang on.
Out of 5 and down into 6, and he's trying to keep it from stalling. He does, and he loses the lead on a very slick racetrack. And he's back under green. Hornish gets the jump. And now Lally to the inside. Lally in the 90 will look for the lead as Hornish goes wide. Grip level at a minimum. Car spinning. Hornish in trouble. The 62 have gone around. Hornish still spinning.
These unpredictable NASCAR moments prove that anything can happen when speed meets fury. Don't miss what's coming next. Hit that like button, subscribe for more chaos on wheels, and drop a comment with the craziest moment you saw. Thanks for watching.